I would have to say that those are the most important things for me. Right now, I guess we're sitting in the storage hut. Yes, this is the wonderful storage hut, and for those of you who are looking, you're saying, wow, that's so period looking. Quite actually, it was very simple. What we have here are some old pieces of stockade fence that were decaying and rotting in my backyard, and with the assistance of some other people, were removed from my property and erected here inside the studio, the sound studio in Centereach for Huntington Action Films. In the process of this, I received this battle scar. I'm going to zoom in on that. You want to get a close-up. We've got the butterfly stitches now.
Off the top of your bruised head, the difference between a big-budget film and a small-budget film?
The way that people handle you. In a big-budget film, you go to work, you show up on the set, you sit in the holding tent till it's your turn to do what you have to do, and you go sit back, and there's no mingling with the producers, the directors, the set designers. And on a small-budget film, you have a different sense of bonding that happens. You become friends and like a family, and you have more of a feeling of what the director's trying to accomplish with the movie because you're giving a lot of input. In a big-budget film, your input is basically non-existent. It's not asked for. So I would say that's the major difference off the top of my head, working on a small independent film and a big multi-million-dollar budgeted film. I think the funniest story was the chicken story, when we had Colonel Hewitt in the coffin, and we were walking around outside in the yard, and my chickens were out, and I came up with the idea, kind of like a Mel Gibson little joke, only thing he used rats, to do something with the chicken. So I wanted to put the chicken in the coffin, but the chicken wouldn't cooperate, and he kept jumping out and walking around on top of the coffin, looking at Colonel Hewitt, who wasn't there, and the other actors. And we were done shooting the scene, and I had gone back to get my script. And my script was laden with chicken dung. I don't know if it's visible here, but I picked it up, and it was like immediately in my hand, and everybody ran away. I was looking for somebody to wipe it on. But that was funny because the chicken cooperated. I mean, you got to figure here that the chicken walked around on top of the coffin back and forth until Brandon Bart shooed the chicken off. He plays Corporal Hobson in the film. Shooed the chicken off, and it was just like, to ask for that to happen or write that in the script, you never would have gotten it.
The sun came out and filming resumed at locations where a messy tar and feather scene was filmed, testing the filmmakers' promise to location owners to leave the location the way they found it. Another problem hit the filmmakers: outside noise such as traffic.
Citizens of this village, a single man, who by raiding our camps at night and causing destruction.
Action!
Inexpensive wireless microphones can be attached to the actors, which help eliminate distant sounds.
Get out of the way!
A simple household generator was used to power the lights filmed far away from electric outlets.
Thank you and good night.
What do you have to say for yourself, Mr. Lind?
Oh, it's been a long, hard night. But it worked.
Check your button. Someone lost the button.
Glenn got permission to shoot at actual Revolutionary War homes by showing the homeowners proof of insurance and that no dangerous stunts were to be filmed on their property. Also, they would do their filming as quickly as possible.
Keeping her here?
Nothing is going to stop me.
To avoid the costs of recreating colonial homes' interiors on a set, scenes were filmed inside showrooms of a local antique furniture store. Store owners let their stores become a soundstage, providing filming took place during off hours, and they were showed proof of insurance.
Like a star, like, oh no, it's just like, just like noises.
And get up.
And yeah, get up.
Actors were used to cover modern-day giveaways, such as using an actress to cover up a wall thermostat. The only thing is, she has to stay perfectly still.
Okay, keep it. Let's do it once more. And action.
For a scene requiring a small fire, the filmmakers asked for and got free assistance from the neighboring Lindenhurst Fire Department. For simple screen credit, most local fire departments will help a small-budgeted film.
Action. Put it out.
One scene called for a dead man to be propped up in a chair. Light, subtle makeup was applied to the actor's face to give the illusion of a man who's been dead for about a day. Most facial makeup is carefully applied in layers and by an expert. What are you going to do now?
Probably some more brown. And then we're gonna go do his eyes with the eye makeup.
And after carefully and inexpensively applying makeup, the dead man was ready for camera. Rehearsals are important. A low-budget film should be filmed quickly with all the principals knowing in advance where they should be and what they are doing. Organization helps eliminate most on-the-set problems. However, a single unforeseen problem would arise that would halt production of Mad Wolf for 3 weeks. Without warning, the production's only camera began to short out.
Being both an actress and production manager for Mad Wolf got to be a challenge some days, especially when my character Sarah had to be like sickly and near death 1 minute, and then the next minute I'd have to change hats and take care of some production emergency. There was one day when I had to call a camera shop and say, look, our camera's not working, we can be there in a half hour, can you get us another camera? And yet 2 seconds before that I was like dying being beaten with a cat of nine tails. So I found that funny and also exciting and very fulfilling.